crackdown against PFI in various states has made headlines in the nation recently. Over 300 officers from NIA and ED, along with the state police, raided the PFI offices and arrested over 100 leaders. Not any followers or workers or supporters, but leaders based on the inputs from IB and RAW. There's no denying that this was the biggest strike on PFI by the Indian government, and due to this reason, the call against the PFI ban has gained momentum once again. Several chief ministers like Yogi Adityanath and Himanta Biswa Sarma wrote letters to the Home Ministry calling for a ban on the organization due to their dubious activities in the state. Not just chief ministers, but several organizations, intellectuals, prominent personalities, even Congress party demanded a ban on PFI. But should PFI be banned? Rather should I say, how PFI should be banned? Because banning an organization like PFI will not put a full stop to anti-national activities. Let me explain with an example. The Indian government banned a terrorist organization named SIMI in 2008. Why? Because of its clandestine operations radicalizing Muslims in the country to turn into an Islamic nation. I presume you all know this. But do you know that it was banned even before 2008? Let me give you a few details then. The organization was first banned in 2001 after 9/11. Later, the ban was lifted and again imposed on a few occasions. The government refused to lift a ban on SIMI later because of its ideology and its activities. Now, there is no SIMI. Several SIMI leaders were arrested and they are currently lodging in the prison. But do you think with the organization being banned, its leaders arrested, the operations have stopped? Well, no. Do you know who has modified their operations and have started running it again? It is none other than the PFI. So now, with several PFI leaders arrested, will that be enough to put a ban? Will it work? It's a no again. Arresting its leaders and banning an organization will not work, and it's been proven with SIMI. SIMI was banned. It came into the form of PFI. If PFI is banned, they will come in the form of IPF or IF or something else. So, is there a way? Well, there is a way, and our government has tried it for other anti-national forces. I believe you may know the organization Hizbul Mujahideen. It is a radical Islamist organization with an aim to separate Kashmir from India. It played a significant role in radicalizing Kashmir and sustaining the unrest in the state. We all remember how the valley was rocked with the protests when Hizbul's commander Burhan Wani was killed by the security forces. Curfew was imposed for 53 days. Several civilians died in the protests, and it was the worst violence in the valley since 2010. Later, the security agencies targeted Hizbul Mujahideen and focused on eliminating its presence in the valley. Due to this reason, the organization currently has very little presence in Kashmir compared to its contemporaries Lashkar-e-Toiba or Jaish-e-Mohammed. How did this happen? Did the government achieve this just by targeting low-level terrorists or imposing a ban on the organization? No, it targeted everyone, including the commander. It focused on where it was getting the fund from, who was leading them, and where they were hiding. I mean, everything. Whoever became the commander came into the radar of the forces. This is how a radical, ruthless separatist organization has lost its influence. Now, how is this linked to the banning of PFI? Because the government is following a similar path to restrict PFI's influence in the country. The government did not just arrest PFI supporters, it targeted the main leaders. It is not encircling PFI just based on its activities, but also its funding source. This is why ED has come into the picture. Based on the inputs from RAW, PFI received funding from several foreign countries. Do you know how it is being used? To radicalize the Muslim youth and destabilize the nation. Let me give you an instance here. We all know how PFI tried to use the Hathras case to create tensions within the country. But do you know how it got the funding? From a company registered in Oman which has 2 Chinese and 2 Kerala NRIs as directors. Not just this, PFI receives funding from several Gulf countries like UAE, Qatar, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, etc. ED said PFI is using these funds to create internal tensions as part of its criminal conspiracy. Now, it is not difficult to understand how PFI was being able to fund the riots in Bangalore or Kanpur. Now we understand why ED has stepped in. NIA is charging PFI leaders with UAPA due to their involvement in anti-national activities, while ED is slapping PMLA for allegedly mobilizing the funds and using them for its dubious activities. The Indian government is hitting the PFI where it will hurt the organization the most. It is not targeting the organization, rather it is targeting its leaders and their funding, which shake the organization to the core. If the funding is affected and with no leadership, no organization can sustain, and it will be easy for the agencies to wipe out its existence from the country. In PFI's case, if the government succeeds, PFI's plan of 2047 will be limited only to the paper, and its dreams of making an Islamic India will stay only a dream. Jai Hind.
Please subscribe to Nationalist Hub English channel for more interesting videos, and don't forget to like and share this video. Nationalist Hub, it's a news revolution.